What's up, everybody? How we doing tonight? Happy Thursday to you. This is break number 1084BD, 1084BD, 20 boxes, Panini Prospect Edition Hobby case. Let's get into it. There's 10. There's 20. Alright, here we go. Let's get into it. Box number 1. Good luck. Alright, box number 1, here we go. Casey Saki for the White Sox, excuse me. Casey Saki for the White Sox, that is 21 out of 149. Jadixon Paez, that's 1099. That is 106 out of 199 for the Red Sox. Cam Caminetti for the Braves, not numbered. Jadixon Paez, not numbered. 98 out of 299, Sean Gamble for Kansas City. Our blue chip, first one of the break is Eli Willits. That's going to the Washington Nationals. This is not numbered. Hurston Waldrop. Alright, we got Ethan Hedges on the black lasers to 39. That is 6 out of 39 for Colorado. Nolan Chanuel, 41 out of 49 for the Angels. Johnny Farmello on the ticket 89. Ticket 89, that is 21 out of 89. Prepping for the pros, that is 3 out of 199, Andrew Painter for the Phillies. First box, first redemption, Ryan Waldschmidt, blue, that's for the Diamondbacks. That is 4 out of 149. Andrew Painter, 5 out of 199 for the Phillies. Our redemption. My handy dandy sweat card. Hollow prospect ticket signature purple. Purple is to 125. Purple scope though, that is to 80. That is to 75. Card 18. That is Brandon Neely. Brandon Neely. I'm going to have to look that one up. I do not know who Brandon Neely is. What team? I think it's Milwaukee, but for some reason I'm not sure. Hollow Prospect Hit ticket, 75 is Purple Scope is actually 49. Card 18. Boston Red Sox. Boston Red Sox, Brandon Neely. That's to 49. All right. Box number 2. All right, box number 2. Here we go. We got Justin Lampkin for the Kansas City Royals on the Blue Wave. That one's to 75. That is 10 out of 75. Andrew Painter for the Phillies. Chase Davis, 107 out of 299 for the Cardinals. There's Ethan Frey on the blue for Houston. Ethan Frey, 73 out of 149. Braylon Payne for Milwaukee. That is 39 out of 199. Jason Lavalette. That's going to the Cleveland Guardians. There's Kason Cunningham. Cole Carrick for Colorado. 30 out of 199. Matt Barr, that's on the purple to 125 for Minnesota. 99 of 125. 225, Cody Balker for the Phillies on the Mojo. That is 24 out of 25. Redemption. They got Bryce Eldridge, blue. That's for the Giants, 119 out of 149. 225 out of 299, Nikki Becker. There's Rodney Green for the A's, red to 199, 134 out of 199. That's box 2. And our redemption in box number 2. Future Legends Signature Blue. Future Legends Signature Blue to 49. That is Paul Skeens. That is huge. A huge one to 49 for the Pirates. That's nice. Paul Skeens to 49 on the blue. Future Legends Signature. Yep, to 49. Nice hit for the Pirates. Box number 3. right, box 3. Blue chips. That is Brady Ebel to 49 on the blue chips. Blue chips for Milwaukee. Nice hit. Brady Ebel. Jordan Yost for Detroit. 1 out of 99. Dawson Hill for Minnesota. Mitch Jebb for the Pirates. 80 out of 199. Red Power. Dylan Dreeling on the auto for Texas. 31 of 99. Jonathan Santucci. 17 out of 299. Cole Young for Seattle. That is Alex Freeland on the Red Power for the Dodgers. That one is number 35 out of 99. Liam Doyle. Jake Cook for Toronto. 8 out of 199. Eli Willits. Ty Floyd for Cincinnati. Nice young pitcher there. Cincinnati gets one. It's not numbered. Jared Thomas. Purple. That is 55 out of 99. There's Paul Skeens. Noah Schultz, that is 5 out of 49, prepping for the pros. Box number 4. Alright, box number 4. Here we go. Ty Floyd again for Cincinnati, not numbered. Matt Barr for Minnesota. 163 to 299. Jonathan Santucci for the Mets. That is Luis Pena on the purple scope for Milwaukee. Purple scope. That is 5 out of 49. Micah Bucknam. That's Mitch Voigt for the Mets. 110 out of 199. Kyle Teal for the White Sox. Dylan Dreeling, that's for Texas, not numbered. Hai-Song Kim for the Dodgers, that is blue. That is 40 out of 149. We got red future legend for the Yankees, 84 out of 99, George Lombard Jr. Ethan Anderson for Baltimore. That is Darren Baker, 48 out of 199 for the Washington Nationals. Jacob Gonzalez, purple. That is 25 out of 99 for the White Sox. Box number 5. right, Todd. I'll try, my friend. I'll try. How about Zaire Hope for the Dodgers on the franchise futures, not numbered. Zaire Hope. Chris Cortez, black lasers. That is 7 out of 39. Dylan Dreeling for Texas on the blue, 4 out of 149. 10 out of 299. Hurston Waldrop. Eli Willits, red to 199. That is 129 out of 199. Roman Anthony, not numbered. There is 83 out of 199. Boston Bateman. Jonathan Santucci for the Mets. On this auto, that's not numbered. Carson Bench for the Mets. That is Charles Davilan for the Dodgers. That is also not numbered. Bryce Cunningham for the Yankees. 135 out of 299. Hurston Waldrop for Atlanta. Giving it to you out of order. Sorry. Okay. Our redemption. Hollow Prospect Ticket Signature Purple. This one is purple to 125. That's card 44. Yohandy Morales. Yohandy Morales should be Washington. Let's double check. Purple to 125. That is the Washington Nationals. Box number 6. I know, I still haven't pulled one. This is my 4th case. 3rd or 4th, I can't remember. I think it's my 4th. I'm definitely due for one. All right, box number 6. That is for the Red Sox, James Tibbs III on the future franchise future. There's one for you, Todd. James Tibbs. Kyle DeBarge. That is 38 out of 149 for Minnesota. Drew Schoolcraft. That is 138 out of 199 for the Padres. 37 out of 299. Ethan Schiefelbein for Detroit. That is Zion Henderson. Zion Henderson. 10 out of 25 on the Mojo. That is Owen Hall for Detroit, not numbered. Cam Caminetti. That is 56 out of 99. Max Williams for Miami. Griff O'Farrell, not numbered on the auto for Baltimore. Braden Taylor for the White Sox. There's Tate Susene for Atlanta. That is 33 out of 49 on the auto. Ty Floyd, Cincinnati. 127 out of 299. Mason Adams for the White Sox. Box number 7. There is a franchise futures of Braden Montgomery for the White Sox. That is 65 out of 99. Red franchise future. Ethan Holiday for Colorado. There's Ryan Walschmidt. That is 114 out of 299 for the Diamondbacks. Ava Arquette on the red. That is 198 out of 199 going to Miami. That's a red power autograph of Chandler Simpson. 73 out of 99 for Tampa Bay. Max Williams for Miami. Nate Snead, 5 out of 199 for the Angels. Brandon Neely, not numbered on the auto for Boston. Owen Hall for Detroit. That's Easton Carmichael for Pittsburgh. 167 out of 299, Andrew Fisher for Milwaukee. Drew Beam on the auto for Kansas City. That is not numbered. Matt Barr on our pink. That is 62 out of 79 for Minnesota. Box number 8. Alright, box number 8, here we go. Franchise futures, there's a nice one for the Cubs. That is Cade Horton, not numbered. Cade Horton on the franchise futures for the Cubs. Ethan Conrad, blue. That is 22 out of 149. Braxton Ashcraft, red. That is for the Pirates, 171 out of 199. Ricardo Cabrera, 89 out of 199 for Cincinnati. Johnny King, that is purple, 73 out of 99. That is for Toronto. 27 out of 49, Jacob Mizorowski. Casey Saki. 77 to 299, Josh Hartle for Cleveland. Ryan Waldschmidt for the Diamondbacks, not numbered on the auto. Jesus Made. There's Cade Horton again for the Cubbies. This one's on the Mojo auto. That's to 25. That is 12 out of 25 on the Christmas card. Charlie Condon. 50 out of 99. There's Merrick Houston. And our redemption. Holo Prospect Ticket Signature Gold to 10. Card 66 is Kyle Lodosi. Kyle Lodosi should be the White Sox, I believe. Yes, it is. White Sox with an auto redemption to 10. Box number 9. What's up to you two, my friend? Box number 9. Here we go. Ryan Weidman. That's for San Diego. Rentaro Sasaki for the non-MLB. Hayden Harris, 134 out of 199 for Atlanta. There's Blake Burke on the auto, not numbered, for Milwaukee. Ricardo Cabrera for Cincinnati. That is Devin Taylor for the A's on the auto, not numbered. Boston, Brandon Neely. 62 out of 299, Ryan Quick for Minnesota. Franchise futures. There's Kyle Teal for the White Sox. Kyle Teal for the White Sox. Mitch Voigt for the Mets. That is 61 of 149. 153 out of 199. That is Gavin Killen. Gavin Killen for the Giants. That is Carson Bench for the Mets. That is 65 out of 199. 270 out of 299, Riley Quick. Gold for Tampa Bay to 10. That is Gary Gilhill. 1 out of 10, first off the press. And that is box 9 for you guys. Box number 9. Our redemption in box number 9 is Holo Prospect Ticket Signature Silver. Not numbered, card 101. That is Alex Clemmy. That should be Cleveland. Cleveland Guardians. Card number 101. Nope, it's Washington, the Nationals. That's right. Clemmy is the Nationals. The Nats. Who am I thinking about that's with Cleveland? It's got a name like Clemmy. I don't know. Box number 10. Box number 10. Alright, here we go. That is a purple scope. Purple scope of Casey Saki For the White Sox, 14 out of 49 on the auto. Ryan Waldschmidt, blue. That is 143 out of 149 for Arizona. Red Power of Victor Hurtado for the Nats. That is 63 out of 99 on the auto. Kemp Alderman for Miami. For San Francisco, 76 out of 99, Trevor Cohen. Franchise futures of Jamie Arnold going to the Oakland A's. That is 91 of 99 on the red franchise futures. Jadixon Paez for the Red Sox. That is numbered 153 out of 199. 37 out of 49. That is Steele Hall for Cincinnati. There's Blake Mitchell for Kansas City. That is 43 out of 99 on the purple. Cam Caminetti, 269 out of 299 for Atlanta. Ryan Waldschmidt for Arizona, blue. That is 115 out of 149. Kevin McGonigal, 112 out of 199. Marcus Phillips for Boston. Hollow Prospect Ticket Signatures. Card 115, that is Chase Meadroth. That one is the White Sox. That's our first 10. Here's box 11. Box number 11. Here we go. We got a blue chip auto of Gavin Killen. Gavin Killen for the Giants, not numbered. Brady Eagle, red. 56 of 199 for Milwaukee. There's Daniel Pierce for Tampa Bay. That is gold. 8 out of 10. Daniel Pierce, gold. Ty Pete, 51 out of 299. That is for the Seattle Mariners. Noah Schultz, purple. That is 25 out of 99. Roman Anthony on the domination, 91 out of 199. Redemption. I should have like a button that I push and it says redemption every time. Enrique Bradfield Jr. That's 43 out of 99. Jadixon Paez for the Red Sox. Auto of Walker Janik for Houston. That's not numbered. Ethan Schiefelbein. That is Mojo. And that is going to the Red Sox. That's to 25. Mojo auto of Franklin Arias. 10 out of 25. Nice hit for you there, Todd. There you go, bud. Mojo auto of Franklin Arias. Gavin Fine. That's 43 out of 299. Quentin Young for Minnesota. Our redemption. Hollow Prospect Ticket Signature Silver, not numbered. Card 101. That is Alex Clemmy again. Alex Clemmy again for the Nats. The Nats are gobbling up autos. Box number 12. All right, box 12. That's Walker Martin for the Giants, not numbered on the auto. Josh Hammond. Carson Bench, 22 out of 25 for the Mets. There's Malcolm Moore. Malcolm Moore for Texas on the auto, not numbered. Blake Mitchell, Kansas City. Malcolm Moore was Texas, in case I did not say it. There's Chase Shores for the Angels. That is 79 out of 149 on the auto. Colin Hawk for the Mets. 222 out of 299, Caden Bodine for Baltimore. All right, looks like we got a red future legend. Here we go. That is Jace Lavalette for Cleveland. 47 out of 99 on the Future Legends auto. Nice one for Cleveland. For the Red Sox, Nathan Zantello. That is 150 out of 199. 16 out of 25, James Wood for Washington. We got pink, Matt Shaw for the Cubbies. That is 71 out of 79. Dylan Dreeling, 92 out of 199 for Texas. Hayden Harris for Atlanta. That is 3 out of 149. Box number 13. Lucky number 13. Box number 13. We got Kemp Alderman for Miami. That's on the blue, 51 of 149. Tyler Bremner for the Angels. Victor Hurtado, 27 out of 199 for Washington. Dean Curley, that is on the auto, not number. Oh, that's a Mojo, excuse me, for Cleveland. That is a Mojo, 8 out of 25. 8 out of 25. Nolan Schubert. That is Hagen Smith, not numbered. Caden Bodine. JoJo Parker, 247 out of 299. Future Legends Auto Red. That's a nice one. That's Chase Dolander. 16 out of 99. One of my PCs. I think this kid has got a bright future. Christian Moore for the Angels. 33 out of 299. Josue De Paula for the Dodgers. There's Matt Shaw for the Cubs. That is 18 out of 149. Franchise Futures Auto of Ricky Tiedemann. This young man has already pitched in a World Series. What a great pitcher this young man is. 5 out of 99. Let's see how he does this year for the Blue Jays. Ethan Frey. 6 out of 49 for the Cubs. Cade Horton. Box number 14. Box number 14. All right, box 14. Here we go. Because why not? Another redemption. Malcolm Moore. There's Heston Kjerstad, 35 out of 49. That is Ty Pete on the Mojo Auto to 25 for Seattle. That is 21 out of 25, Ty Pete. Zaire Hope for the Dodgers. There's Jacob Wilson, 91 out of 199 for Oakland. Connor Eisenberg, blue auto, 102 of 149. That's for Atlanta. Minnesota, Merrick Houston. 31 of 199. Braden Taylor for Tampa. Future Legends. That is Matt Shaw on the auto for the Cubs. Nice hit for the Cubs right there. Sungjoon Kim for Texas. That is 74 out of 79 on the pink lasers. Christian Moore for the Angels. That is numbered 11 out of 149. 281, 299. Riley Quick for Minnesota. Kaysen Cunningham for Arizona. That is 99 out of 199. And our redemption. I don't know why I did that, but I just did. Hollow prospect ticket signature not numbered. Card 62. That is Cole Young. Cole Young, I believe, should be either Tampa Bay or Seattle. I think it's Seattle. 62. Seattle. And that one is not numbered on that auto. On that redemption. Alright, box number 15. outright. Box number 15. Drew Beam for Kansas City, not numbered on the auto. Cole Young, Seattle. There's Aaron Judge for the Yankees. That is 3 out of 25. 3 out of 25. Carter Jensen for Kansas City, not numbered on the auto. Dean Livingston. That's Roki Sasaki, not numbered. Alex Clemmy, 69 out of 99. That's for Washington. Ricardo Cabrera for Cincinnati. That is 92 out of 149. Dante Nori for the Phillies. 124 out of 199. Blue Wave. That is Boston Bateman for the Padres. 30 out of 75. Mitch Voigt for the Mets. 89 out of 199. Jace Lavalette for Cleveland, 67 out of 199. That is a blue chip of Caden Bodine for Baltimore. Nice hit for the Orioles, not numbered. Aaron Judge, not numbered. There's Roki Sasaki, 187 out of 299, non-MLB spot. Box number 16. Box 16, here we go. Cash Mayfield, that's for the Padres, not numbered on the auto. Jadixon Paez for the Red Sox. Ethan Holiday, 87 out of 99. Joe Parker for Toronto, not numbered on the auto. Nolan Shanuel. 21 out of 49, Charlie Condon prepping for the pros. Shinosuke Ogasawara. That is not numbered on for the Washington Nats player. We got Paul Skeens, 282 out of 299. Liam Doyle for St. Louis. Looks like we got a Mojo auto of Caleb Lomavita. Caleb Lomavita, Mojo to 25. That is 23 out of 25 for the Washington Nationals. Nice hit. Nolan Shanuel for the Angels. Red. That is 13 out of 199. Blue chip. That is Griffin Hugas. Or Griffin Hugas. I think it's Hugas. That is not numbered, and that is for Seattle. And then we got Bubba Chandler on the die cut. 41 out of 57 on the die cut for Pittsburgh. That is for the Mets, 108 out of 199, Peter Cuso. Pink, Bryce Eldridge, nice one for the Giants, 52 out of 79. Got a nice hit the other day against the American national team. And here is our Kaboom. Kaboom time, guys. It's going to LA, but which one? It's going to LA, but which one? That is for the Angels. Tyler Bremner on the Kaboom for the Angels. Nice hit for the Angels. There we go. Box number 17. Box number 17. Alright, box number 17. Red Power of Chase Petty. Nice one for the Cincinnati Reds. Chase Petty, 68 out of 99 on the Red Power. Cam Canarella. There's Chase Dollander, 8 out of 10 on the gold. 8 out of 10 gold. Dante Nori for the Phillies, 22 out of 49 on the purple scope. Ty Floyd, not numbered. How about Roman Anthony, 46 out of 49 for the Red Sox. Cam Canarella for Miami, not numbered on the auto. Josh Hammond for Kansas City. Riley Quick, 77 of 299 for the Twins. Alright, our franchise future auto goes to the Pirates. That's Braxton Ashcraft, not numbered. Not numbered on the auto. Nice one for the Pirates. Alex Freeland for the Dodgers. That is purple. That is 32 of 99. That is Gage Wood for the Phillies. That is 146 out of 199. Jacob Mizorowski, 121 of 199. Pink lasers of Rodney Green Jr. for Oakland, 75 out of 79. Box number 18. All right, box number 18. That is for the Giants, Walker Martin, red to 199. 62 of 199. Alex Freeland for the Dodgers. There's Dylan Dreeling, 20 of 25 for Texas. Mojo Auto, that is nice. That is Charlie Condon. 3rd overall pick in the draft a year and a half ago. Nice hit for Colorado. That is 4 out of 25. 4 out of 25. Eli Willits for Washington. That's Liam Doyle, 166 out of 199. That's for the Cardinals. Trevor Cohen, for the Giants. 251 out of 299. Gage Wood for the Philadelphia Phillies. That is Max Anderson for Detroit, red. That is 75 out of 199. Nolan Shanuel for the Angels. That is 84 out of 149. Gage Wood for the Phillies. 2 out of 199. 35 out of 49. Kasem Cunningham. Wyatt Sanford for Pittsburgh, purple. 77 out of 99. Our redemption. Future Legends signature. Card 13. Slater DeBron. Should be Baltimore Orioles. Slater DeBron, Baltimore. Yep. Baltimore. Orioles are on the board. This one is not numbered. Box number 19. Alright, box 19. That is Ethan Schiefelbein. That is for Detroit. 84 out of 199. Quentin Young, Black Lasers. That is 25 out of 39 for the Twins. Mojo of Gage Wood to 25 for the Phillies. That is 16 out of 25. Titus Sissel for the Diamondbacks, not numbered on that auto. Devin Taylor for Oakland. 194 out of 199. Avar Keg for the Marlins. That is Johnny Slawinski for the Angels, not numbered. Hayden Harris for Atlanta. 25 out of 199 on the domination. Jace Lavalette for Cleveland. There is Braden Montgomery for the White Sox. Hai Song Kim, 265 out of 299 for the Dodgers. Johnny King, not numbered on the auto for Toronto. Kansas City, there's Bobby Witt Jr. That is 18 out of 149. last box. Box number 20. Box number 20. There we go, my friends. Box number 20. Let's see if we can get a gold vinyl. Let's see if we can get a 101. There's Tomoyuki Sugano for Baltimore on the pink. 40 out of 79. There's a redemption. Jace Lavalette for Cleveland. That is 54 out of 199. Prepping for the pros. We got Wyatt Sanford 280 out of 299. Nick Potter for Houston. That is on the purple scope to 49. 48 out of 49. Shinosuke Ogasawara. That time I said it a lot better. That's 149 out of 149. That is for Washington. There is Brock Wilkin, not numbered. That is Griff O'Farrell, 81 out of 99 for Baltimore. Should have our last two autos in these last two packs. Ethan Holiday, not numbered, nice auto for Colorado. Spencer Jones for the Yankees, not numbered. That is Franklin Arias for the Red Sox, 47 out of 49. And our last auto should be one of our blue chips or franchise futures. Oh no, I guess it's going to be here. That's going to be a... because this one is a red power of Ethan Hedges for Colorado. That is 1 out of 99. Mason White, not numbered. Brady House, 6 out of 10 gold. 6 out of 10 gold for Washington. Nice hit. And our last card of the break is a redemption. Let's see, it should be one of the big threes. One of the three insert autos. And it's a franchise future signature. Card number 30. This is not numbered, but it is going to Boston. And Todd with Franklin Arias. Franklin Arias for the Red Sox. Alright, there's our break, my friends. It is recap time. Alright, I'll add the cards to $2.99. Here we go. Wyatt Sanford, Hai-Sung Kim, Gage Wood, Riley Quick, Liam Doyle, Rintaro Sasaki for the non-MLB. We got Riley Quick, Jose De Paula, JoJo Parker, Caden Bodine, Quentin Young, Ty Pete, Cam Caminiti, Riley Quick, Josh Hartle, Andrew Fisher, Ryan Waldschmidt, Mason Adams, Ethan Scheifelbein, Hurston Waldrop ×2, Jonathan Santucci, Cole Young, Nikki Becker, Chase Davis, and Sean Gamble. To $1.99. We got Jace Lavalette. Again. Ava Arquette, Gage Wood, Liam Doyle, Gage Wood, Jacob Mizorowski, Nolan Chanuel, Peter Cousseau. That is Dante Nori, Mitch Voigt, Jace Lavalette, Kasem Cunningham, Jacob Wilson, Braden Taylor, Victor Hurtado, Nathan Zantello, Dylan Dreeling, Brady Ebel, Roman Anthony, Marcus Phillips, Jadixon Paez. That is Gavin Killen for the Giants. Carson Benj, Hayden Harris. Braxton Ashcraft, Richard Cabrera, Ava Arquette, Nate Snead. Cruz Schoolcraft, Boston Bateman, Eli Willits. Hate when they stick together. Darren Baker, Kyle Teal, Eli Willits, Mitch Jebb, Rodney Green. That is Jace Lavalette again on the ping. Cole Carrig, Andrew Painter, and Jadixon Paez. To 149 on the blue. Shinosuke Ogasawara, Bobby Witt Jr., Nolan Shanuel, Christian Moore, Matt Shaw, Hayden Harris, Ryan Walshmit ×2, Mitch Voigt, Ethan Conrad, Kyle DeBarge, Dylan Dreeling, Hai Song Kim, Bryce Eldridge, and Ryan Walshmit. To 99, we got Griff O'Farrell, Wiley Sanford, Alex Freeland, Ethan Holiday, Alex Clemmy, Jadixon Paez, Noah Schultz, Blake Mitchell, Trevor Cohen, Merrick Houston, Johnny King, Max Williams, Jacob Gonzalez, Jared Thomas, and Dasan Hill. To 89, we have Johnny Farmello on the ticket. To 79, Tomoyuki Sugano, Rodney Green, Bryce Eldridge, Songjun Kim, Matt Shaw, Matt Barr. 257 on the ticket, we have Bubba Chandler. To 49, Franklin Arias, Kasem Cunningham, Roman Anthony, Charlie Condon. We got Heston Kerstead, Cade Horton. That is Steele Hall for Cincinnati. Jacob Mizorowski, Noah Schultz, and Nolan Shanuel. To 39, we have Quentin Young, Chris Cortez, Ethan Hedges. To 25 on our Mojos, we got Gage Wood, Dylan Dreeling, Aaron Judge, James Wood, Carson Benj, Zian Henderson, and Cody Belker. Our golds to 10. Brady House on the gold, 6 out of 10. Chase Dolander, 8 out of 10. Daniel Pierce, that one is 8 out of 10. And Gary Gilhill, I believe, is 1 out of 10. It is 1 out of 10 on the gold. Our autos not numbered. Nice one in the last box was Ethan Holiday, Johnny King, Johnny Slowinski, Titus Sissel, Cam Canarella, JoJo Parker, Cash Mayfield, Carter Jensen, Drew Beam. That is Cole Young on the redemption, Walker Martin, Malcolm Moore, Alex Clemmy, Walker Janik, Chase Meadroth, Alex Clemmy again, Devin Taylor, Blake Burke, Ryan Walshmit, Drew Beam, Brandon Neely, Griff O'Farrell, Owen Hall, Jonathan Santucci, Charles Davalan, Dylan Dreeling, Ty Floyd, and Cam Caminetti. Our Reds to 199, Ethan Scheifelbein, Max Anderson, and Walker Martin. To 149, Ricardo Cabrera, Connor Eisenberg, Kemp Alderman, Chase Shores, Ethan Frey, and Casey Saki. To 125, we got Yohandy Morales for the Nats and Matt Barr for Minnesota. Red Power to 99, Ethan Hedges, Chase Petty, Victor Hurtado, Chandler Simpson, Alex Freeland, and Dylan Dreeling. On the blue wave to 75, Boston Bateman and Justin Lamkin. Purple Scopes, these are to 49, Nick Potter, Dante Nori, Casey Saki, Tate Susene, Luis Pena, and Brandon Neely for the Red Sox. To 25 on the Mojo, Charlie Condon, nice hit. Caleb Lomavita, nice hit. Ty Pete, nice hit. Dean Curley, Franklin Arias, and a nice one for the Cubs of Cade Horton. Our gold auto, the only one we got, Kyle Ladosi for the White Sox. Our franchise futures, Braxton Ashcraft, Pittsburgh, Kyle Teal, the White Sox, Cade Horton, the Cubs, James Tibbs, Boston, Zaire Hope, the Dodgers, Braden Montgomery, the White Sox. That was to 99 on the Braden Montgomery. Jamie Arnold for Oakland to 99, And Ricky Tiedemann to 99 for the Blue Jays. These are our franchise futures signatures. Sorry, so that should have gone with the franchise futures. That is Franklin Arias, Red Sox. Our future legends for the Orioles, Slater Devon. Matt Shaw for the Cubs. Chase Dollander for the Rockies. Jace Lavalette for the Guardians. Guardians, not Indians. Sorry, my bad. Faux pas there, guys. And George Lombard Jr. for the Yankees. Our blue chips, Griffin Hugas for Seattle. Caden Bodine, Baltimore. Gavin Killen for the Giants. Eli Willits for the Washington Nationals. And Brady Ebel, nice one to 49 for the Milwaukee Brew Crew. Our two big hits of the break. We have Paul Skeens, blue. That is to 149. Or no, I'm sorry. Signature blue is to 49 on the future legend signature for the Pirates. And then our kaboom went to the Angels. That is Tyler Bremner for the Los Angeles Angels. All right, guys, there's your break. Appreciate you all for being here. Hope you guys had a good time. Hope you hit. Hope to see you next time. Have a great night, y'all. Peace.